Yo, it's your boy Auto Benz, man. I just jumped off the porch with your boy Dirty Glove Bastard, man. 3, 2, 1.
Auto Benz. Trap. Word. Bad bitch from the A.
All right, so we got Auto Benz jumping off the porch with us today.
Bro, what's going on, man?
Man, I'm feeling great. How you feeling, man?
Man, I'm here. I'm feeling real good, you know?
Yes, sir, man. Nah, I appreciate you coming by, man. So what else you working on here in Atlanta, man? What else you got planned?
I'm working with a producer named Nephew Kell out of on the west side of Atlanta. Coming up here to work with some projects with him. We got one called Sprinter coming out on all platforms Black Friday, November 26th. That should be pretty big. So really just on the press run.
Yeah, that's a full project, or is that just a single?
A single.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's going to be, today we're actually working on the project. So what comes out first is the single. So I'm down here to work with him on that today.
Nah, that's what's good, man. So yeah, let's first let's take it back. You originally from North Carolina, right? From Durham?
Yeah. I was born and raised in North Carolina. I was born in Durham. I'm a Blue Devil head, Duke Hospital.
Okay.
My mom, she was moved to like Greensboro, Tri-Area, High Point. So early on, I lived with my mom, and then about 14, 15, as you would say, jumping off the porch, getting in trouble, doing stuff. She was like, "You gonna live with your daddy?" So I went to Durham. So that's how Durham came about, and ended up playing. I played football up there at Green Hope High School, going to college, and that didn't really work out too well. So, I always had music in me, turned to rap.
Okay. And Durham's got this reputation for being a very tough place to grow up, especially to live at.
Bull City. They call it Bull City for a reason.
So what was your experience like? Did you have to deal with a lot of that? Was it like really rough?
Yeah, that's when I got into, like, my mom, she doesn't know half the stuff that I've done. My dad, he knows a little bit, but Durham was more like, at that time, I would say, like, growing up with 2007, it was really colors. It was, are you other side? You had to pick a side.
Really?
So that's what it was like, and it was fun, it was exciting, but looking back, a lot of those people that I rode with, they're either locked up for the long haul or they're either dead. So I don't really have too many homies,
Yeah. No,
so Durham is definitely what you heard.
Okay. So what was like one of the biggest life lessons you learned while jumping off the porch then?
Watch who's on the other side of that door. And, you never know what they're prepared for, what they went through that day. You think you're going to get some jewelry or something like that, and next thing you know, your homeboy shot. So I definitely learned to just don't take from people, and get it. If I give advice, it would be to just go legit. I made it, I survived, but a lot of people didn't.
Oh, absolutely, man. And what's been one of the biggest obstacles you had to overcome in your life to be able to sit here on this porch today, man?
Man, choosing between trying to be a family man and be an artist too. Like, you got straddle the fence. You want to come home. I got 2 kids, so it's like you want to come home to your 2 kids, but you want to. You're taught to chase your dream and go hard. So I'm going hard, but at the same time, I'm not paying attention to the woman. So my biggest obstacle was losing my family, and now the distance. I'm in Florida. She's in Georgia. So I got to see my kids periodically. So that's the biggest obstacle. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, man, I overcome a lot of shit. I shake shit off. Short-term memory. You know what I'm saying? Like, if something happened yesterday, tomorrow's another opportunity.
Okay. So how long have you been in Florida now? What brought you down there?
Florida, I had a homeboy up here. He had been up here maybe about 5 years prior, and we always just kept in touch. This was when Snapchat came out. We always kept in touch, and shit got hot for me around my way, in and out of jail. Petty stuff, it was just like, but every time I would get out, within 10, 15 days, it'd be something, or probation violence. So, I kind of just took a little vacation, and I've been here ever since. So, but being here, I had to kind of grow up. You get what I'm saying? Like, back home, I had aunties, uncles. So if something was hot, I could go over here. But when I was here, it was like, all right, you mess up, you on your own. So I would say I actually grew up in Florida. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah. And you're in Melbourne, right?
Yeah, Melbourne, Florida. 3, 2, 1. Rest in peace, Big Tone. Shout out Burger, the whole Brick Boy rat racing.
Yo. So what goes down in Melbourne then, man? Because like I said, those are probably the only 2 artists I think that's out on this porch from Melbourne.
Yeah, hey, Melbourne, man, is this? It's really like, it's set up. It's like, even with the police, man, it's like they have their days You know, I'm not gonna say too much on it, but they have a couple days out of the week where they just round up, and everybody knows that. You know what I mean? So it's not too territorial. You can get money out there. You know, you just gotta watch what streets you're on, and you know. But as far as music, it's on a pop culture. Your radio station, you can flip through 10 radio stations and hear Taylor Swift 10 times.
Really?
So if you do have a dope song in Melbourne, that's why you do kind of rise a little bit. You know, like I'm seeing some success now for a song I got caught on the run in Bare Assets. That's a strip club off 192 in Melbourne. And, you know, walked to the DJ, told him who I was. He took interest in it, and a friend of mine, he actually knew the DJ. So when he heard the song, he was like, "How you know him?" I was like, "Bro, I just went up to him, talked to him." And now it's to the point where people are sending me videos of my song we played, and I'm not even in the strip club. So it's just a good feeling to have the DJs really, or anybody believing in your movement. But Melbourne, musically, man, you got to work hard.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Definitely got to travel. You can't make songs on SoundCloud in Melbourne and think, "Oh, I'm gonna blow up tomorrow." It's not gonna work like that.
Yeah. So how long have you been making music? When did you first start?
Like actually writing, I would say I wrote my first album in 2015, Definition of Perseverance. Yeah, that's when I really started writing. I always like freestyle with friends, and we always joked about having little group names and stuff like that, but nobody really ever took it seriously, except for DJ. I don't know if you ever heard of DJ E Sudd?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah,
shout out to
I
E Sudd,
grew up
man.
with E Sudd. He's a DJ, played on my basketball team, all that stuff. But he was the first person I seen like really make it. So I was like, dude, I used to play basketball with this dude. Like, I need some of that. So, you know, I that's how I got into music. But so I would say 2015 is when I started writing.
Okay. So like, who'd you grow up listening to? Who were some of your favorite artists back then when you first started then?
Man, I was just coming up here to them. They was playing Master P that It Ain't My Fault. Like
That's funny. I played that in the office this morning.
Yeah. Master P, Bootsy definitely was somebody I listened to. Jeezy, Gucci Man. I think those are really my man. I like Soulja Boy. I like Soulja Boy just because he never stopped and he always found a way to reinvent himself. Like, you know, even if he doesn't make the most sense, you can't stop him. You know, so.
Nah, for real.
But yeah, Bootsy was definitely a big part of that on my influence growing up.
Okay. At what point would you start to say that you were taking music serious, like, you know, investing into yourself, taking this thing full time?
I had went to the military to be the charge. It was, I think, like 2010. I went to the military, and when I went to my station, I was stationed in South Korea.
Oh wow.
I met a guy, sergeant. His name was Dat Deuce, by the way, and everybody told me he had a studio. Like, you want to rap? Come to the studio. And I came to his room. He had the whole production. He had the beat machine, and he wasn't that good of a rapper, but he had all the equipment, and he was helping me, you know, get my sound out. He was the first person to show me about CD Baby, you know, making stuff in-house and everything. And that's when I started to really take it serious. I had my first show. I had never performed nowhere.
Really?
So my first time performing was overseas. So after that, I got that mic, performed that song. It was just like, it was a high that I had never had before, and it's like I taste it every time I get up on stage now. It's just like, that's what it's about, that chasing that positive high, you know?
Yeah. So how long were you in the Army, and how would you describe your experience?
I was in the Army for 3 years. I did one term, 2 years in South Korea, and 6 months in Afghanistan.
Oh, wow.
But the Afghanistan part was really chill because I was on everything had kind of calmed down. I was just over there to make sure nothing happened. And but South Korea, oh my gosh, like if I could go back and live there, I would. Like,
really?
The appreciation for music is different. The appreciation for American culture is different, you know. And it's just, just a beautiful place to be.
No, that's dope right there.
Yeah.
Man, so I got to ask you about this divorce court. You was on this episode, man. So first off, how'd you end up on divorce court?
All right, so, well, that is such a crazy subject, man. My kid's mother at the time, which is, you know, my kids now, we were going through some things, and she ended up, I guess, writing the judge or whatever for her story. I guess she actually called people. So I'm coming home from work one day, and she's like, "Hey, you want to go on TV? You know I rap." So I'm like, "Hell yeah, let's go on TV." So I'm like, I need all the exposure I can get. So they ended up calling us for like 3 months. like getting her story. She had somebody like a publicist for her, and I had one, and they both were getting our stories. So I felt pretty confident. Like I'm telling my side, but what I didn't know about Hollywood is they got their own little spin.
Oh
on
yeah,
it.
they gonna make it entertaining one way or the other.
So we were fine and everything up until we go. So they pay you like $1,500 a piece to fly up there to get, the flight is free, and then when you leave, they give you a check for $1,500. So we get up there, and not only are we like about to get embarrassed, we're the first couple of the morning. Out of 16 couples, we're the first one in the morning. So I didn't get a chance to warm up, watch nobody, learn it, and so I go up there. And one of the first questions she asked me is like, so you sleep with women for fame? I'm like, who said that? Like, what do you know what I mean? So it went all the way up, but I caught on to it, and I gave him a show because I realized, like, okay, no matter what I said is true, it's gonna come out. But it helped in a way, but it hurt as far as like the relationship, you know what I'm saying? It kind of faded away. But to this day, people they'll see it on TV and be like, bro, I see you on TV today. So I run with it, you know what I mean? So. But I don't, yeah.
What did your family, what did your friends say when they saw it? Like,
my mom told me when I got back home, she was like, that relationship is over, right?
I mean, it's divorce court. It's not much saving after that, right?
That Judge Lynn Tolliver, she gave my ex-wife a handful. Like, she really built her head up to take off, like, for real, for real. And she's doing good now. Like, I don't wish nothing bad on her. I'm glad she's doing good. Some of my kids, so. But that was a good experience, and it's funny because they're so smart that when they do it, they put you, when you come out, they got 2 separate limos. So yeah. I couldn't even be like, yo, what the? Put your limo, send you back to wherever you from, North Carolina, and so I didn't see her talk her back to North Carolina.
Really?
And that was maybe a couple weeks later after that, that was the end of that.
Oh shit.
She moved back to Georgia, and here I am.
That's wild. How often do they play the episode? Do you know?
This is what they did. It was a regular episode, and then they revamped it. It was called Classic Episodes. It was Rapper's Delight. They put a whole spin on it. So it re-aired in 2019.
Really?
Came out in 2014 and re-aired in 2019, but it comes on pretty often. Like I would say people call me about twice a year about that stuff.
Oh, that's wild right there, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So you kind of touched on it briefly, but what's the music scene in Melbourne right now, man? What's really going on out there with the artists?
Right now, man, the hardest. I'm about to say myself, man. You know what I mean? Like on the Run is really picking up. A lot of people know On the Run. A lot of clubs are playing it. My boy Brick Boy, like I said, he's got a good sound. My homie FL the Kid, he's really gonna be next. Remember, Otto told you that young man's very talented. He can rap about. From a pop culture song to, one of the hoodest songs you ever heard. Like, he just has that voice. His voice is an instrument itself. Shaq D, I don't know if you heard of Shaq D mixed it. Yeah, he's pretty good at it too. So, my dog PVO, he's out in Long Beach. He's from Melbourne, but he's out in Long Beach right now. He's pretty good. So, but it's open. It's really like our area is open. Burger left. Burger was it.
Yeah.
So once Burger went Hollywood, it's like, all right, who's next? And that's why I feel like now this is my time. Like I'm gonna be the one to put the C on the back now.
Yeah. What do you feel like it's gonna take to get that spotlight shined on Melbourne then?
Constant press runs. You got to show people that other people want to talk to you. Like anybody can get on stage for 5 minutes and rap over words. Like I've learned now. Like we do shows, you get your instrumental and you rap your show. You know what I mean? Like no more paying for shows and stuff. Like. Pay the DJs. I think a lot of times people got away from the DJs with that, I'm gonna do it on social media, I'm gonna blow up social media, but y'all forgetting the DJs is the ones that's in the club, spinning these records in the streets, hustling and getting your music played throughout the United States and overseas. So I'm gonna put back into the DJs, and I never had a song where people played it without me making them play it. And that's what I have going on right now in Melbourne.
Okay. So
shout out Barry Assets, by the way. DJ Rachel Nichols, that's my dog.
Okay. So how'd you link up with Bankroll Fresh, huh?
Bankroll, I used to record at Street Execs when they first started, because the relationship with E Sudd. And Bankroll was, he used to come to Chop House. Chop House is in Greensboro, North Carolina. But Chop House and E Sudd and Street Execs, they all connect. So when artists are in Georgia, from North Carolina, they send us there. When people from Georgia come, they come to Chop House. So I recorded at Chop House. One day, Bankroll pulled up to Chop House, Chop Out J, shout out Chop Out J. He was like, yo, I want you to meet Otto, So I met him, I let him know I was a big fan. We chopped up, smoked some blunts, and we was gonna work on a project together, but, due to me being in and out of jail and the untimely death, I never got a chance to. So that's why now, if I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. I don't put nothing off. If I tell the artist we're gonna work because tomorrow's not promised. So but he definitely was a big influence in my life. Still is to this day. I listen to his music to this day. So, R.P. Bank, man.
No, absolutely, man. Long live Bank, man. He was on his way, man.
He did. He had his own format. Like nobody could, it reminded you of Jeezy in a sense, but then it still was him.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely, man.
Yeah.
So what's your thoughts on the music industry, the rap game, everything that's going on right now?
Man, the music, well, I'm gonna speak on Florida first because it's disturbing. Florida's got one of the hottest music scenes right now, currently, but yet nobody's free. They took Glock, they took Hot Boy, they tried to get Spot of God, you got Spot of God, like all these young guys in Jacksonville, it's like they all fighting cases. So it's like they're not even gonna get a chance to really fulfill, their destiny. So I think it's kind of crazy what they're doing with Florida rappers. Atlanta's always gonna be home for music. I mean, this is it. You guys are the pioneers for that. I think COVID really helped artists, and the music itself, because you had to go back in your bag and recreate. Mm-hmm. You couldn't just go out there and just be passing out 50 CDs here and there. You had to like really go back home and create something that people could virtually see. So the music industry, the music game is changing. You got to evolve with it. Can't really complain like, oh, they doing this, they singing, they doing that. Well, can you do it? If you can't, just don't stop.
Yeah, for sure, man. So speak on some of the challenges that come with being an independent artist in the game right now.
The challenge of being an independent artist is your budget. You hustle hard or whatever it is that you do to get your money. A lot of these things cost, what I'm saying? So you have to have a budget set. You can't just drop. A lot of people think they could drop a song and they about to be on. No, you got to get behind that. You got to push it. I know people that push the singles for the same song for 5 years and then it finally blew up, So you really have to grind in that aspect.
Nah, definitely, man. Are you looking to be signed?
If I was to take a deal, man, like people would probably be like, who is Rocco? But I'm a big fan of Rocco. Rocco's like, he's probably my favorite rapper because he talked about like business and he just had a different, his messages every time motivated me to go get some money. But I would definitely sign to A1 Records, you know what I mean? I got my own record label right now, Trappers In LLC, with my girlfriend, she helped co-found that, shout out Nova. But I just want the deal to be right. If it's going, I don't want no deal where you trying to develop me for 6 months and not give me no money. Like, I want some money up front, So if it comes, it comes. If it don't, I'm always gonna continue to do this. I'm always gonna put a budget together and hit the road and make shit happen.
Yeah, I got you. How'd you link up with DJ Winn, man?
DJ Winn, man, back to my girlfriend, man. I was talking to her one day and she was like, babe, who you want to work with this year? She was kind of writing some shit down for me. And I was like, man, I've been in Florida 4 years now. I was like, and everything I heard, it was always DJ Winn. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to work with DJ Winn. So I told her, and she ended up calling the man for me, And that's how it happened. So we did an interview with him the first time. And after that, it just became a thing where I would go back and holler at him from time to time just to build a relationship. And he just gave me pointers on, how to do it. And it's paying off. It's paying off.
Yeah, like we were talking about, he's one of the realest ones in the game, man.
Yeah.
So, yeah, shout out to Winn.
I hope I get a chance to do an album with him before he, quote unquote, retires, like,
No, definitely got to get that in, man.
Yeah.
All right, so this new single called Sprinter, that's the next one you plan to drop?
Yeah, Sprinter. Yeah, okay. Sprinter.
So what can you tell us about this song? What type of vibe was it on? What was your inspiration when you created this?
The inspiration behind Sprinter was it was a beat by Baby and the Stunner. They had did or whatever, and I wanted to kind of show people that I could match. I have a lot of different formats, but sometimes you got to show people that what you think is hot, I can do too. So I did the same thing. And at first it was supposed to be to that No Dribble, and I ended up nephew Kel he's from Atlanta. Shout out nephew Kel. he gave me this beat probably about 4 years ago, man. I sat on it for it wasn't 4. It was 2 years ago. I sat on it for 2 years. But because it was so different, I was like, when I come on it, he's from Atlanta, I was like, I can't just put it out. It's got to be hot. So I recorded it maybe about 2-3 weeks ago. And when I heard the playback, I was just like, yeah, that's it. And I sent it to Kel. Kel was like, oh, yeah, we got one, you know, like that. So, but it's definitely a baby type feel. The Midwest is gonna love it. West Coast is really gonna love it, and you know, man, it's one of those songs that everybody needs to have. I feel like this is gonna take us around the world. Some songs you feel like people are gonna be like, that's dope, but some songs you feel like you're gonna take you around the world, and that's one of them.
Okay. Have you shot a video for it yet, or plan to shoot a video?
No, I'm not gonna shoot the video until it actually drops on the 26th, Black Friday. So
Okay.
Black Friday, the song will drop on all platforms, and also I'll drop a video on YouTube as well. So just look out for that, November 26th, 2021, yeah.
Okay. So, and do you have a title picked out for the project that you're working on?
The project, I kind of already leaked it. I got
Did
so
you?
excited. Yeah, I got so excited the other day I was working with DJ Winn, and I was like, you know what, I'm about to drop it now just for half price. So what I did, I put a pre-order together. I was like, if you get it now for the 26th, it'll only be $5.
Okay.
Now, after that, to the 26th, it's going to be 10. You know what I'm saying? So I made people just mentally think like, it's $5, that's my boy. And I had got my album sales so that way I could tour, you know, and do press runs and stuff like that. So that's how that came about.
No, that's smart right there.
Yeah.
Plan to put any features on there, or you riding solo?
I have a couple of features on there. I have Big Ballers on there. Shout out Big Baller. He's from High Point, North Carolina, Durham, same area. That's my brother. I got FL the Kid. FL the Kid, pay attention. Look him up on YouTube. FL the Kid. He's next, 18 years old, so he's got his whole life ahead of him, you know what I'm saying? And he's ready. All he does is wake up and record. Trying to think who else is on there. My girl Nova Band, she's on there. Foreign Breeze is on there. I'll talk about that. I think those are all my features for the most part. It's right now, like I said, it's out right now, trappersin.bandcamp.com. You can go ahead and grab the album if you want it now. You know what I'm saying? If not, just wait till the release on the 26th for Sprinter and just tune in from there.
I got you, man. So what's some of your goals for your music career? What you trying to get out of this?
At this point, you know, this is my fourth project mixtape wise. I've never dropped the actual album like with just all my beats. I've always bought beats and made songs. If I put all my songs together that I own, you know, as far as like masters and writing, it'd probably be like 10 songs. The rest is mixtapes. So I call all my projects mixtapes. This being the fourth one, I just wanted to show people, you know, like I still got it. You know, I switched states, and what I was doing there, I came here and I multiplied. You know, so I wanted to show them that part. And now moving forward, 2022, I'm actually gonna start, you know, use my writing for like short films and movies and stuff. Like I got a lot to say, but I don't necessarily want to make certain records no more because I know what the industry wants to hear and I know what they want to put out. They got agendas that I don't really want to support right now. And that's because that comes with age. If I was 19, I'd probably be trying to tear the club up, you know, but I'm 32, so I got to be a little careful
Nah, for
and
real,
market
man.
right.
Yeah. And I understand you're pretty big into fashion, man. How far back does your love for fashion go?
It started with shoes, man. I was a big fan of shoes when growing up. Like, I love 95 Air Max. I love The Questions by Allen Iverson.
Okay.
I used to wear those. You know, of course, Jordans by the day. But lately, my girlfriend, she's been into like this whole designer, just everything's so fancy, but it makes sense. So I kind of let her be my publicist a little bit. So, you know, but the Vans, that's the Cali movement that I'm trying to get endorsing with them. So I'm trying to just wear straight Vans, man. I know, like my brother lives in Long Beach, so I spent a lot of time in Cali, and that's just their go-to shoe. I'm like, man, I'm about to just get 1,000 pair of Vans and just rock them, you know?
No, definitely, man. All right, so what's next for you, Otto? What else is coming up, man?
Let's see. We got the single Sprinter 2026. The album is pretty much dropped right now. Like I said, y'all can get that now at trappersin.bandcamp.com. As far as the movies in 2022, I've been working with a video editor. We have On the Run movie, a short film coming starring me. We have Smack and Move starring my brother PVO, and my dog Big Tim, you know what I'm saying, from the 321. He knows exactly who I'm talking about. And yeah, man, just look out. I got so many singles off that record. Off this album or mixtape. 2 a.m. Attic. Attic is a song that everybody loves. When I get my reports back, it's always Attic and Showtime. So just check the album out, man. It's a bunch of dope songs, and get ready for a lot of videos in the first of the year.
Okay. All right. You got any shout outs you'd like to give before we wrap it up here?
Yeah, man. Well, shout out my lady first and foremost, you know, for always believing in me, having my back. My mom for no matter what I do, you know what I'm saying, I just do right. She don't care about nothing. I don't got to explain nothing to her. I want to shout out all the DJs that support me. I want to shout out Bear Assets, Pinups, you know what I'm saying, anybody in the 321 Brevard area getting money. You want to link up, you know what I'm saying, check me out, teamghf@gmail.com, man. You know how I'm coming. Sort of life.
Auto, Benz, trap, word.